There's truly no worse feeling than taking your favorite pair of leggings out of the wash only to find that something that may or may not have been your fault destroyed them. I've been there, I've made the mistakes, and today I'm going to teach you what mistakes to avoid to make your leggings and other activewear last as long as possible. We'll also be going over step-by-step instructions on how to properly take care of your activewear, because even though we're paying a lot for this activewear, it's pretty picky when it comes to how to wash it. And I'll also be sharing my tips and tricks on how to bring some of those leggings that you thought were too far gone back to life and hopefully extend the life even further. Activewear is not always cheap. Some leggings are over $100. And even when you're buying affordable activewear, you should be able to get a lot of use out of it and last you years. Clothing is not a one-time use. You should be able to wear that, and especially if it's activewear, it should be able to withstand quite a bit. If you're new here, my name is Catherine. We talk about all things leggings, activewear, sometimes other clothing. And let's start the video off with the mistakes you may be making that could destroy your leggings. Mistake number one is not washing your leggings inside out. Leggings and other activewear pieces are often made of a more finely knit fabric or even more delicate fabrics, especially if you like a really soft fabric that has that kind of buttery feeling. And sometimes when you throw things in the wash, whether it be another piece of clothing in the wash or the actual washing machine itself, it can cause some wear and tear on the fabrics. So if you turn the leggings inside out, that wear and tear is only happening to the inside of the leggings. So then when you flip them right side out, they look good as new. Mistake number two is you are drying your leggings. Listen, I know it's an extra step, but the heat from the dryer, even if you put your heat on a low setting, I don't know about you guys, but every time I dry my clothes on a low setting, it still comes out pretty hot. And the heat from the dryer can damage the elastane in your activewear. And the elastane is what makes your activewear nice and stretchy and conform to your body. So when that denatures, you're gonna lose some shape, lose some stretch, and it just won't be the same as when you first got it. The heat from the dryer also may cause the dyes to fade a little bit more quickly in your activewear, meaning the colors may not be as bright as when you first got them. Mistake number three is not putting your activewear on properly, specifically your leggings. You should be pulling your leggings up kind of section by section as if you're pulling on tights, not just stepping into them and just pulling them up by the waistband. That's going to cause a lot of strain to the seams, especially in the crotch area, and those are usually the first places to go. So you're going to want to work the legging up kind of section by section, making sure you're not wearing any jewelry or anything that may snag the leggings. And then once everything is up into place, I like to bring a little bit of extra fabric up around the glute area. Not only does this help make the legging a little bit more squat proof, a little bit more flattering around the glutes, but you're also bringing more fabric up to the areas where they're commonly strained. So when you're squatting, instead of pulling right against where all those seams come together, you have a little bit more space, so you're actually stretching more of the fabric and not putting as much strain on those seams. If you've ever had a legging bust a seam at the gym, fortunately, I've never had that happen because I always pull a lot of fabric up there. But if you've ever had that happen, you may want to do this trick. This is especially something I see in a lot of seamless leggings, especially scrunch seamless leggings. You can get a lot of tension in those seams where the scrunch connects to the gusset, so bring that fabric up, your leggings will thank you. Mistake number four is you aren't aware of the common culprits of legging damage. Luckily for you, I've already made a lot of these mistakes myself, but here are the things that I find have damaged my leggings the most when I least expect it. First of all, the obvious one is excessive thigh rubbing. My thighs touch, a lot of our thighs touch, and over time with thigh rubbing, you definitely can get some damage to the activewear. This one honestly is pretty unavoidable, but if you are going to be doing something like running for really long periods of time, potentially choosing a fabric that's a little bit more durable and less prone to pilling, like a performance material, could be a good choice. Using a really abrasive gym band can definitely cause some damage to the leggings, specifically those little glute bands that go around your knees. If you're doing a lot of banded exercise, those can definitely damage the fabrics, cause some pilling, and just wear over time. Another surprising one is seat belts. If you have a really delicate fabric, I have gotten some damage from seat belts just kind of like passing over the area. Another big one is pets. I don't know about you, but as soon as I come home and I sit down, Peach is immediately on my lap. And no matter how many times I cut her claws, she still wants to do a little biscuit action, you know? So personally, I get ready for the gym, I go to the gym, I come back and I change. Because I've gotten quite a few pulls in my leggings because of her claws. It's not her fault, it's my fault. Peach can do no wrong. And the last thing that may be causing damage to your leggings without you knowing is backpacks or belt bags, especially over long periods of time. I went on a hike after the gym. I don't know what I was doing. It was a day of a lot of activity. And so I was wearing a pair of seamless leggings, which may not be the most durable. And I had my little hiking backpack on, and the hiking backpack wasn't like the softest, sleekest material. And I did get some pilling on the back of my leggings because of that. So just be aware of the activities and what you may be doing. Mistake number 5 is washing your activewear with with abrasive fabrics and zippers. Washing your activewear with anything like a structured pair of jeans, jackets, anything with zippers or Velcro can really damage your activewear pieces. Personally, I have damaged one too many activewear piece by not being careful about what I'm washing it with, so now I try to wash my activewear separately. But if you do happen to be washing your things all together, at the very least, if you have jeans, zip them all the way up and button them so that zipper is not just out and about looking for something to snag. Or if you have something like a sports bra with Velcro on it, put that sports bra in a delicates bag so that it just protects everything else so it doesn't have anything to grab onto. Mistake number 6 that may be damaging your leggings is using fabric softener or too much detergent. Fabric softeners work by coating the fibers of the clothing, and when it coats the fibers of your activewear, it makes them less breathable and also can interfere with the stretch properties. If you think about what activewear is supposed to be, which is really breathable and sweat wicking, if you get in there and you coat all of those fibers with something, it's going to interfere with those breathability properties. So your activewear is not going to be as active friendly anymore. So I always avoid fabric softeners. Instead, lately I've been using about like a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. And this actually helps keep some mobility into the fabric, but it also helps remove detergent residue and buildup. Since I don't dry any of my activewear, we don't have that dryer cycle to kind of like flick off any like dust or any accumulation on the leggings. So sometimes you get that little buildup on your clothes. And I definitely still get a little bit of that buildup with the white vinegar, but it's significantly less. Washing with too much detergent as well can leave just too much residue on your clothes and kind of have a similar effect to the fabric softener. And number 7, we kind of talked about this already, but really just not choosing your leggings based on the activity that you're doing. The leggings you wear for yoga are not going to be the same as the leggings you wear for a hike or a run. So you definitely want to tailor the fabrics that you're choosing to the activity. If you tend to be a little more rough with your clothing at the gym, you may want to choose a more durable fabric like a really dense seamless or a sleek performance material. And for your lower impact activities where you don't expect a lot of damage, you can wear those soft brushed fabrics. So next we're going to get into the step-by-step instructions on how to properly care for your activewear so we don't have any of those issues we just talked about. So step 1, you're going to want to wash your activewear separately from your other clothing. Usually I wash my activewear with like my underwear and socks. And if you really want to go above and beyond, you can separate out the colors. I tend to do whites by themselves if I'm not feeling lazy. Sometimes I make that mistake and then I regret it later. And then brights separately as well. You're going to want to put either your super delicate items or your sports bras or anything with zippers, Velcro, hooks, things like that in a delicates bag so that they don't get damaged or damage other things. You're going to want to wash all of your activewear on a cold cycle and a mild to medium spin cycle. Again, we want to reduce the wear and tear on the leggings, so you're not going to want to be spinning that extra hard. Step number 4, use minimal detergent. I feel like most people use way too much detergent. And no fabric softener. They do make detergents that are made for activewear specifically. I had a hard time finding if they actually were any better for activewear than other brands. It could just be a marketing thing. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you have noticed a difference. But personally, I just look for detergent that doesn't have any like dyes in them because I don't understand why I would want to pour bright blue laundry detergent into my white clothes. Like it just seems like something that I don't want to do. Optional step here is to throw a little white vinegar into the fabric softener compartment to kind of act as a softener, but also help kind of reduce that detergent breakdown like we talked about. And number 5, you're going to hang all of your activewear dry. Do not put it in the dryer. Try to hang it in a way where it's not straining the fabric too much in a certain position. Like if you're hanging a sports bra dry, don't just hang it from one strap, or else that strap can kind of be weighed down by the wet activewear piece and kind of stretch out that strap. So just be mindful of how you're laying it out, but you're also going to want to lay it out in a shaded environment. Leaving them out in the sun, again, the sun can kind of damage the dyes. Little bonus section here on sports bra care tips. When I'm washing my sports bras, I always remove the cup pads from the bra. You can then wash all of your cup pads separately in a little delicates bag, or if I'm being honest, I don't wash my cup pads every time. If you do wash your sports bras with the cup pads in place, I can almost guarantee that they're going to be all crinkled up by the end, and once they dry with those crinkles, it's going to be really hard to get them back to a smooth state. So just take them out and put them back in when you're done. Again, bras with hooks, zippers, Velcro, put it in a delicates bag, and always lay them flat to dry. And the last section of the video is what to do when you think your leggings are already too far gone. How are we going to bring them back to life? As soon as you see damage on your leggings, leggings, let's not think, okay, I just need to get rid of them and buy another pair. Let's think, how can I fix this? I remember back in high school, I had one pair of Lululemon leggings and they were like my prized possession. I could only get one pair and those puppies would pill like all the time. And every time they pilled, I got rid of the pilling and we brought them back to life. And I wore those like almost every day for like 4 years straight. So tip number 1 has to do with how do we deal with excessive pilling? So if you're sensitive, you may need to avert your eyes to the extent of the pilling damage on these shorts. It's actually insane. All right, here we are. Do we see how bad this pilling is? It's literally all over these shorts. And yesterday I put this little trick to the test and the other side of the shorts is now good as new. I'll insert a little before and after. A little backstory on these shorts. These are some Alphalete Amplify shorts. And last summer I went to the Taylor Swift Eras tour because I love Taylor Swift. And I wore this super cute floral dress. This is the dress I wore. So cute, no regrets. I got so many compliments on it. But she is sheer, so I had to wear something underneath. And I figured wearing like a bodysuit underneath, it would be a little bit difficult to go to the bathroom. So I figured I would wear these shorts because they're nude colored so you wouldn't really see them. I didn't really think about the fact that the inside of all of these flowers is quite a bit of rough stitching. So just all night, this rough stitching just grabbed at my shorts and just caused the most pilling that I've ever gotten on a pair of shorts. So don't do that. But I have tried fabric shavers, those de-pilling machines, and for these really finely knit legging fabrics, I find that sometimes they don't get close enough down to the actual surface of the legging, and they just kind of take off like a little bit of the top pilling. The de-pillers I think are best for like big chunky sweaters with pilling, like they're great for that. But for something like this, all you need is one of these little eyebrow razors. I'll link the ones I got, but you can find these at Target, you know, Walgreens, anywhere. And you're going to want to lay your leggings down and make sure the area is somewhat tight. And then you go in and you just start shaving away. But honestly, I surprised myself. I was going to get rid of these shorts, but I knew I kept them for a reason. And now I think I can actually revive them. So don't give up on your activewear just because it may be damaged. Tip number 2 is if you do have a snag in your leggings, which unfortunately I do get quite often just because I have peach and pinto and that's just what they like to do. Again, it's not their fault. But whenever I am silly enough to wear my leggings at home and I get a snag in my leggings, you do not want to pull at that snag. What you want to do is, it honestly works best if the leggings are still on you while you do it, but you want to just gently pull the snag up a little bit, just so you can see the base of it. Then you're gonna wanna cut it as close to the base as possible. I recommend using something like a pair of eyebrow scissors or nail scissors, like something really small so you can really get in there. I couldn't find mine, so I just used regular scissors. And then after you cut it at the base, just kind of stretch around that area and that little snag will just kind of suck right back in to the fabric and it'll be like it never existed. Next tip is if you have a lot of damage at the base of your leggings for some reason, let's say like your dog got a little excited and kind of like scratched up the bottom of your leggings and they're honestly just too far gone, you could always consider cropping the leggings into shorts or a cropped legging, like whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. You can just get them hemmed to whatever length you want and then your leggings have now become a pair of shorts. And lastly, if you have a loose string, don't pull it. I've done that before. It doesn't turn out well. Just cut it at the base and don't mess with it. That's gonna be the best way to make sure you don't cause any more damage. Okay, those are all of my legging mistakes, tips and tricks, ways to get the most life out of your leggings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other little tips and tricks you'd like to share, leave them in the comments down below. I would love to learn more. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.